Yes? Are they?
She'll come by with the mic.
Okay, here's the mic.
Thank you. I'm sorry I missed the beginning of the program. I wanted to come, but I am an emotional attachment clutter. How do I get rid of this stuff?
Julia, can you repeat the question for me? I'm sorry, I was.
Here, hold this close to your mouth.
Oh, I am an emotional attachment clutter keeper. How do I get rid of this stuff?
So that's kind of what we're talking about. So the emotional attachment is very similar to the memories. So can you give me an example, and we could kind of run through it, of something that you have an emotional attachment through? Because I could give you some questions to ask, if you can think, or if it's not too personal.
We have lost several family members.
Julia, can she?
Okay. We have lost several family members, and lots of their items have ended up in my apartment, and I don't know how to get rid of them other than put them in a box and keep them.
Right, and you are not alone. Great question. So the first thing I would say is there anyone else in the family that would like them? I'd mentioned that. You might not have been here for that. And so say, hey, we have this. I'm letting it go. Does anyone want it? You know, I have an example where when we moved, I had my grandmother's furniture from a child, and my aunts were like, you can't get rid of that. And I said, well, then you can store it. And so they store it now. So one, see if any family members are interested. No, a lot of times we have guilt and think, oh, this was someone in my family. But if you're not using it, you don't love it, then it's clutter. And I believe when people have left us and gone on to the next adventure, they want you to be happy. They don't want their possessions to become a burden with you. So if that's something you can kind of contemplate and see if that works for you, lightning's not going to strike if you let something go. And then, because that's affecting your quality of life by holding on to these things. And if other family members don't want them, then that's the steps that I would start to take. And it is not easy. I am not dismissing that, but that's kind of the same. It's similar to the memories. Like, you're in your heart and your head, and if you let the object go, you're not going to love them any less if that goes. But if you're the one who is having the burden of having everything in your home, that shouldn't fall to you.
Any other questions? Hi. Practically speaking, if you have a big project, like say a basement that has 25 or 30 years full of crap, where do you suggest starting?
Well, so you would want to, and I talk about it in the book. So the first thing you'd want to do, so you start in the basement, you're going to write down write down dates that this is when you're going to clutter. Then you just start in one area, start with one box, right? And then you continue to build on that. But if you do a box a day, in a month you've accomplished a lot. So I think for something like that, it's just about getting started is the biggest part, and knowing I'm going to go through that, and then asking yourself, do I need it? Do I love it? Could someone else get better use of it? And again, it's about being discerning and questioning yourself. And if you find yourself, oh, I'm keeping 90% of it, then you really haven't been decluttering, right? But I found, and this works really well with kids too, I found that if you have a charity you can donate to, I always suggest for kids around the holidays and birthdays that, okay, you know what, we're going to get presents. Let's have a box out here for things that we can give to someone less fortunate. And when kids have a charity, they tend to get excited about that and want to do that. So could be the same thing for you. Or maybe your motivation is, you know what, I have a lot of good stuff here collecting. I'm going to sell it, and then I'm going to have a day at the spa. Right? But write it down so then you commit to it. I mentioned 10 minutes is 60 hours in a year if that's all you can commit to. And so if you're being overwhelmed, which you can, like, oh my gosh, a basement. And if you haven't, just so you know, you're not. I know people 20, 30, 40 years haven't decluttered, right? And you walk in there like, oh my gosh. But what's your motivation? What's it costing you, and what you will gain, right? And write that down and be like, oh, I don't want to do this, Terry. I'm going to 10 minutes because I know I'm going to feel a lot better when I do this.
It says, I see up there, 21-day declutter your life challenge. I have a 10-room house, 50 years of marriage clutter and stuff from relatives. What is a realistic challenge of decluttering? something like that?
Well, so this is that book that I wrote. So it was to look at different areas in your life. I mean, I think you have to find something that fits for you. Like, what is realistic? Like, if you work, you can't do anything during the day. If you're retired, you have a lot more time. So I wouldn't look at it, I would break it down by room. You know, I mentioned like, what's driving me crazy? Is there a deadline for something? Am I not paying my bills? And then have that where you start. Now, I like to cross it off my list kind of gal. So if I was doing my office, say, and once you do a big declutter, it takes you no time at all to declutter every year. And that's what I encourage people. Once you get that thing, you should be decluttering every year or two. So if we were in my office, then I would write on my little list. I have built-in bookshelves, so I would write built-in left, built-in right, and then they have like little shelves and that, and then bookcase, and then painting table, and then desk. And so then I write the 5 or 6 little things in my office, and then I tackle one at a time. And so then I break it down. And then when I get done with the office, I would move to the next room. Does that make sense? It's about sitting down and doing it and devoting the time. And then that's like, why am I motivated? And what am I going to gain, right? And what am I losing? And using that to get you started.
Any other questions?
Was that helpful or no? Yeah. Right. Trust me, I understand that. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. If you haven't done it in 20, 30 years, it adds up.
I like to call my clutter collections.
Wait, I'm sorry, collection what?
I like to call my clutter collections.
Hey, you know what? Whatever works for you.
So my question is, I have a lot of paperwork from businesses that I've owned or various. I traveled with my work, so different places I lived. So what I decided was it's got to go. Okay, boxes of paperwork, pushing it around. I'm over it. All right, here's the question. I started to go through it, paper by paper, keep, don't keep. I haven't looked at some of this stuff in 5 years. I don't even know what's in these boxes, really. Do I need to look paper by paper, or can I just push it all into the fire pile?
I'll tell you to push it all in the pile and fire and just go. I mean, I would give yourself permission to do that. The only thing I do suggest, depending on, like, if there are things you need to retain, an attorney might say whatever, taxes might say 7 years, something like that's important. But you've brought up a really excellent point, because if you don't even know what it is, that should be your clue. Psh, bye, see ya. And it's easy. What was that? I heard someone say. That's true. There could be a check in there. You know, if you didn't cash all your wedding checks, it's, you know, you have to make. See, I would just trust in divine guidance on that and let it go. I wouldn't get like overthink it or whatever, because that's going to save you time or money, you know. And you're like, you know what? I spent several days. There was nothing worth it. Shh. That's my advice. But again, you have to do what's comfortable for you.
Okay, one last question.
There's someone over here.
I'm coming. Hold on.
She's coming with a mic.
Here you go.
What if you and your spouse disagree on what should be kept?
Wait, say that
like
one more time.
records.
Say it one more time.
Records,
Right, you mean like,
check records.
oh, check records. Well, one I would see is it, I would let those go. Why are you holding on to those? I mean, well, I have online banking now, so those records are kept. What are you? Can you give me an example, like why are you? What it is, or
Someone
why you're
writing out of
keeping?
a checkbook, the records.
Right,
you
but
wanna
so
keep
is it
that.
20 years old? Like, what's the? Are you worried the IRS is going to come after you? I'm trying to understand.
I'm not worried about any of it. I just throw it all away.
Well, hey, you're great. You're good to go. I mean, you know, again, like I would ask attorney, your accountant. Those are things. You know, I'm going to be honest. I'm like, if the IRS is coming after me, they're sad. And so I just let it go, and I'm like, I'm going to take my chances. I'm willing to roll the dice on that. So all that stuff gets shredded. I'm like, I don't have room for this. I'm not keeping it around.
All right. Thank you so much, Julie.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you coming out.